So we will continue with part 2, skeletal muscle system. Now we will look at the chemical event during muscular contraction, or what we call it as biochemistry of muscular contraction. Now what is the sequence of event? First, since the whole contraction of muscle is regulated by nerve, so motor neuron, it set up action potential and stimulate the muscles. Then depolarization of sarcolemma occurs in the muscle. This leads to the release of calcium from the sarcoplasmic reticulum. The calcium bind to tropomyosin troponin actin complex and it introduces certain conformational changes. Once these changes are set up, now the active site on the F-actin complex is exposed. The myosin can bind to this and form the actomyosin complex, which requires the energy which is obtained by the action of ATPase. So how this ATPase action takes place? ATPase in presence of calcium and magnesium, it breaks down to ADP and releases the energy. This energy is released, and again this ADP is forming, it can form ATP by reacting with the creatinine phosphate. So this is reversible reaction. Now the energy used by myosin filament in pulling, so whatever energy is there, this energy is used by the myosin filament in pulling the actin filament toward the center of sarcomere. So sliding occurs, this is called contraction. So here ATP presence, actomyosin complex is formed. Now setting up of the action potential, what we understand by that? The motor neurons send the message from the brain to neuromuscular junction, which is called motor end plate of sarcolemma, and once this message is sent, the nerves over there, they release neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, because when the nerve message is conducted, at the end they have receptors for neurotransmitter and they are released. So once they are released, the action potential is set up in the muscle. Now here you need to understand that before the muscle receives the stimulus, what was the condition of muscles? You also need to understand that in our body, the message from the brain is transmitted in the form of electrical signals, or you can say in the form of charges. We will study in detail during when I'll take nervous system, but here we need to understand certain things that and these charges are because of you can say potassium and sodium ions which are present in the body. So before the muscle is not receiving any stimulus, it is in the resting stage. So in the resting stage, let's look at how the sarcolemma look like. Okay, so since the message is transmitted in the electrical signals, so there develops the polarity on the receptors. So here the receptor is sarcolemma. Outside the sarcolemma, there are more of the sodium ion, which gives positive charge to the membrane as compared to inside, because inside there are less potassium ion. Okay, so we say inside negative, actually it is less positive rather than negative, and outside it is more positive. This is because sodium ion are more permeable as compared to potassium ions. Now what this sarcolemma is going to receive the stimulus, that is action potential. The message is coming over here in the form of charges, and this is the condition of sarcolemma. So action potential result in the change of polarity across the membrane. So once it receives the message, the polarity changes. Now inside you will see more positive charge as compared to outside, because the sodium ions moves in and potassium moves out. and this is operated through sodium potassium pump. Again, we are going to study in detail sodium potassium pump in the chapter transportation, and this is called depolarization. The message, now once the depolarization occur, now this signal message has reached to the inside of the cell from the plasma membrane, sarcolemma. Inside the sarcoplasmic reticulum receive this message and it releases calcium. Now what is the role of calcium? Calcium bind to tropomyosin troponin on F actin and introduces 3D conformational changes. As a result, active site on above complex is exposed. Calcium also activate myosin head, ATPase, and form ATP. Now look at the role of ATP. The energy is required to move the head of myosin toward F actin to form actomyosin complex, during which cross bridges is formed between two. The myosin head rotate, pulling actin filament toward H zone in the center of A band, that is the sliding of actin filament over myosin. As actin filament move toward each other, H zone disappear, I band shorten, sarcomere contract, and the whole muscle contract. This is called contraction of muscle. Now let's study what is relaxation of muscle. The phase after contraction is called relaxation. It is not passive process, does not happen automatically. Like contraction, it requires energy in the form of ATP molecule. Calcium ions are pumped back to sarcoplasmic reticulum by active transport. Now troponin is free from calcium. The active site will be masked by actin filament, which blocks myosin head. Now the opposite process is occurring. Okay, the cross bridge break, the sarcolemma is repolarized, means again what the charge is during the resting potential, they come back and represent resting phase. Now it is ready to receive another stimulus. Now you need to understand certain other things. See, when the muscle is stimulated, the muscle is stimulated only if the intensity of stimulus is of certain minimal level, and below minimal level the muscle the stimulus will not be able to produce the contraction of muscle. This minimal stimulus is called threshold stimulus. After first stimulus, the muscle contract and the sequence of biochemical event occurs. In case if the events are not completed and before that the muscle is subjected to second stimulus, there is no excitation of the wave of contraction in the muscle. The time between two successive stimulus during which a muscle fiber fail in responding to the second stimulus after the first excitation is called refractory period. If two or more inadequate stimuli, what are inadequate stimuli? That is when you give them, the muscle is unable to stimulate. So if two or more inadequate stimulus are of below threshold intensity are given in rapid succession, that is one after another, then contraction is evoked. This additive effect is called summation. Now what is the role of oxygen and its association with energy? Oxygen is required for respiration, as at the end of respiration energy is produced in the form of ATP, and this energy is required for the contraction of muscle. Now during the strenuous exercise, the ATP demand increases in the muscle, but oxygen is not available, because if the glucose breakdown has to take place or the respiration has to take place, because more energy is required. Okay, but the respiration requires what? The presence of oxygen. But if the oxygen is not available in sufficient amount, the cell will switch on to anaerobic respiration. As a result, the final product will not be carbon dioxide and water, but instead lactic acid is generated in the body, and this accumulates in the muscle and causes muscle fatigue. When extra oxygen is consumed, the lactic acid is converted back to glucose. The extra oxygen consumed during the recovery stage is called oxygen depth of muscle. What happened to the lactic acid? The lactic acid is carried to the liver and converted back to the glucose, and glucose now converted to glycogen, as glycogen is the storage form of the glucose in the liver. The glycogen is broken down to glucose for the respiration, and release of ATP occurs. So this is how again we are using the muscles are using the ATP for exercise, and if strenuous exercise is there, then it is going to use more ATP, so demand of oxygen will be more. So the cycle of lactic acid, glucose, lactic acid via aerobic, anaerobic for ATP utilization constitute Core's cycle. Okay, now let's see what is myoglobin. It is pigmented iron containing oxygen binding protein found in skeletal muscles of vertebrate. If its amount is more in the muscles, then they appear red and called red muscles. If it is less, the muscle appear white and is called white muscles. Now myoglobin, since it is a carrier of oxygen, so wherever it is there, it is richly supplied with the blood capillaries, and more metabolism occurs because number of mitochondria are more of the oxidation is occurring over here. So the red muscles do not undergo fatigue easily as compared to white muscles. Tetanus is the condition of muscle in a continued state of contraction. It occurs when number of stimuli are given to the muscle fiber in the rapid succession. The muscle relaxes only when the stimulus is removed, and this is caused by Clostridium tetani is a bacterium. It produces toxin that impairs nerves, which sends the message to motor and plate. Tetany is rapid spasm in muscle due to low calcium, so in the body. Rigor mortis is the irreversible muscular contraction due to lack of ATP, usually occurs when the person dies. Myasthenia gravis is an autoimmune disorder. Now what is autoimmune disorder? These are the disorder in which the body produces antibody against the self antigen, whatever antigen of body are there. So in this case, the antibodies are produced against acetylcholine receptor of muscle. So this receptor is destroyed, and so there is no message that could be conducted to the muscles. As a result, the paralysis and weakening of muscles occur. Muscular dystrophy is the genetic disorder in which there is progressive degeneration of skeletal muscles. So there is some mutation that occurs in some part of gene which codes for these muscles, and this condition arises because of this. So here we end this chapter, skeletal muscle. Thank you.